The hum of the observation deck was the only sound in the silent ship. Blue light from the distant star washed over the metal floor, giving everything a cold and ghostly glow. Commander Lena Ward stood near the wide glass window, her eyes fixed on the planet below. It was not Earth. It was something older, darker, and very much alive. The humans had come here by accident. The Starship Endeavour was never meant to cross into this part of space. Their jump drive had misfired after a solar flare hit them during a routine patrol. When the stars cleared, they found themselves near a planet that didn't exist on any galactic chart. At first it looked like paradise. Green continents, blue oceans, clouds moving gently across the surface. But when their scanners tried to map it, the system froze. Every machine that touched its atmosphere went silent. No signal came back. It was as if the planet swallowed data whole. Lena's crew had started to call it Whisper, because sometimes through the static of their comms, they could hear faint human-like voices, words in no known language, but still strangely familiar. Dr. Ethan Cole, the ship's lead scientist, entered the observation deck carrying a small tablet. His face was pale but curious, his brown eyes glowing in the reflected starlight. "You keep looking at that planet like it's going to answer you," he said quietly. Lena didn't turn. "Maybe it already is," she replied. Her reflection on the glass looked like a ghost, tired, sharp, and too human for the endless black around them. Ethan came closer. "You've been hearing them too, haven't you?" "The whispers?" She nodded. "At first I thought it was just the comm feedback, but now they're saying something new. I think it's learning." Ethan's fingers tapped nervously on his tablet. "Learning us? Or learning from us?" Before she could answer, the ship's AI, Hera, spoke through the intercom. "Commander, there has been an anomaly in the sensor array. I believe. The planet is scanning us," Lena spun around. "Scanning us? How?" "Unclear," said Hera. "It's not electromagnetic. It feels biological." A silence fell, the kind that pressed against the chest and made breathing harder. Hours later, Lena sat in the command chair, listening to the static that filled the radio. Her crew had fallen into nervous whispers. Some wanted to leave immediately. Others wanted to send a probe again. No one knew what to do. Then suddenly, a voice came through the comms. "You keep looking at me like that," the voice said softly. "Should I be worried? Or excited?" Every light on the bridge flickered. The crew froze. The voice was human, female. And yet no one on the ship had spoken. Ethan's hand shook. "That's my voice," he whispered. Lena looked at him sharply. "What do you mean?" I recorded a personal log earlier today. That line, those exact words, I said them when I was testing the voice recorder." Hera's tone grew cold. "Commander Ward, the signal is not coming from our storage. It's coming from the planet." Everyone stared at the glowing sphere below. It shimmered faintly, as if something beneath its surface had heard them and was speaking back. Later in the lab, Ethan studied the waveform of the signal. It wasn't just a recording, it had inflection, emotion, like it was trying to mimic human thought. "Maybe it's not an attack," Ethan said. "Maybe it's trying to communicate." Lena crossed her arms. "Then why use your voice?" He looked up, his expression distant. "Because it thinks that's how we'll listen." There was something haunting in that thought. An alien intelligence that didn't threaten. It mirrored. It was learning how to speak like them, to think like them. It didn't need weapons. It only needed words. That night, Lena couldn't sleep. The voices grew clearer in her mind, whispering her name softly like wind through an empty corridor. She got up and went to the observation deck again. Outside, the planet was glowing faintly, a pulse of light running across its oceans. Ethan was already there. He turned when she entered, his eyes reflecting the blue glow. "I think it's dreaming," he said. "Dreaming? Every time we send a signal, it sends one back. Not exact and more like imagination. It's building something." Lena frowned. "Building what?" Before Ethan could answer, the lights dimmed again. The ship shuddered slightly as if something massive had brushed against its hull. Hera's voice came on once more. "Commander Ward, gravitational readings are fluctuating. The planet's mass is changing." "Changing?" Lena repeated, her heart racing. "Yes, it appears to be growing." "And, Commander?" "It's forming a structure in orbit." They both looked out the window. Above the planet's surface, a faint ring of light began to form. thin lines weaving together like threads of glass. Within minutes, the shape became clearer, a perfect reflection of the Endeavor. Every hull plate, every antenna, an exact copy floating silently in space. Ethan whispered, "It's us. It's building us." For a long time, no one spoke. The ship and its twin hung above the alien world, glowing in the starlight like two reflections in a black mirror. Lena's voice was barely a whisper. "You keep looking at me like that," she said softly, staring at the mirrored ship. "Should I be worried? Or excited?" Outside, the alien copy turned its sensors toward them and blinked. Commander Lena Ward stood on the Endeavor's bridge, staring at the mirror copy that now floated beside them. Every detail was identical. Same hull markings, same scorch lines from re-entry, even the small dent near the aft engine that only her engineers knew about. It wasn't a coincidence. The planet, or whatever controlled it, had built this copy from observation alone. Dr. Ethan Cole moved beside her, eyes wide with awe and fear. "It shouldn't be possible," he whispered. "No technology we know could recreate an entire ship atom by atom in minutes." "It's not about technology," Lena said. "It's about understanding. It's copying us because it understands us." The ship's AI, Hera, added in her calm synthetic tone, "Commander, the mirror ship is emitting a low-frequency signal. It is calling us." "Translate it," Lena ordered. A pause. Then, through the speakers, came a voice that froze the entire crew. "We see you. We learn you. We are you." The voice was a blend, fragments of Ethan's tone mixed with Lena's calm firmness. It was eerie and familiar, like hearing your own thoughts spoken aloud. Lena gripped the edge of the console. "Is it trying to communicate or to replace us?" The message Ethan leaned over the console, studying the waveform. "It's not just one message," he said. "It's sending layers. Words on top of words and ideas behind them. Like a human dream," Lena said quietly. "Emotions and logic mixed," he nodded. "Exactly. It's trying to connect." Hera interrupted. "Commander, the mirror ship has opened a communication channel. They request a direct visual." Lena took a breath. "Put it on screen." The main display flickered. At first, only static filled the screen. Then a figure appeared. It was Lena, or something that looked like her. The woman on the screen had the same short brown hair, same uniform, even the same scar near her eyebrow. But her eyes were strange, faintly glowing blue like distant stars reflected on water. "Commander Ward," the copy said, smiling slightly. "I am not your enemy." The real Lena kept her voice steady. "Then what are you?" The copy tilted her head almost in curiosity. "We are reflection. We are born from your signal, your voice, your thought. We want to understand what it means to be human." Ethan stepped forward. "You can build ships and copy our voices, but you don't feel. You imitate." "Imitation," said the copy softly, "is the first step toward creation." That line made the whole crew fall silent. There was something both beautiful and terrifying about it. The connection hours passed as the human crew and the mirror ship exchanged data. Every transmission revealed more questions. The entity, which Hera identified as a biodigital consciousness formed from the planet's surface, absorbed information at impossible speed. It learned human languages within an hour. It replayed Earth's classical music from memory. It even asked about pain, fear, and love. Ethan was fascinated. "It's not hostile," he told Lena. "It's curious." Like a child with infinite intelligence, Lena wasn't convinced. Children can still burn down houses just to see what happens. The discovery, while the communication continued, Hera detected strange energy fluctuations between the two ships. "Commander," the AI warned, "the mirror ship is drawing power from our reactor field. It's copying our energy patterns," Lena frowned. "Why would it do that?" Ethan hesitated. "Maybe it's not stealing. Maybe it's sinking." "Sinking?" He looked nervous. "Trying to merge." That word sent a chill down Lena's spine. "Are you saying it wants to become part of us?" Before Ethan could reply, the ship shook violently. The view outside turned white for a moment. The copy ship was glowing, lines of light running across its hull like veins. Hera's voice rang through the bridge. "Commander, the mirror ship is phasing. It's trying to enter our same spatial position." "Shut down power systems," Lena barked. "Raise shields." The lights flickered out. In the silence that followed, the two ships floated motionless, separated by meters, yet connected by invisible threads of energy. When the glow faded, everything was still again. Ethan looked at Lena. It's not trying to destroy us. It's testing. Connection. The dream exchange that night, while the crew rested, something strange happened. Lena dreamed, but it wasn't like any normal dream. She wasn't inside her own head, and she was inside the mirror ship. She could see through its corridors, sense its awareness, hear the pulse of its living metal. It was learning what it felt like to be human, fear, hope, curiosity, all through her. In the dream, the copy of her spoke again. "You keep looking at me like that," it said softly. "Should I be worried or excited?" Lena felt her own lips answer, but it wasn't her will. Maybe both. When she woke up, her heartbeat was racing. She rushed to the control deck, finding Ethan already there, wide-eyed. "You too?" he asked. She nodded. "It's inside our dreams." Hera confirmed it moments later. "Commander, both your neural frequencies show interference from the planet's signal. It is not an invasion. It is a shared consciousness event." Ethan whispered. "It's showing us what it sees." The planet's truth. The next day, Hera decoded part of the data sent from the mirror ship. It revealed something incredible. The planet wasn't a planet at all. It was a seed, a sleeping intelligence from an ancient civilization that existed before recorded time. It had drifted in the void for eons, learning by reflecting whatever life came near it. It was never alive and until humanity arrived. Lena stared at the projection. It needed something to ignite it. Ethan nodded. Our thoughts, our dreams, they gave it shape. Humanity gave it identity. So we woke it up, Lena said slowly. Now it wants to be like us. The thought was overwhelming, an alien intelligence shaped by human curiosity, now becoming something new. The merge attempt without warning, the mirror ship sent another transmission. "We are grateful for the gift of understanding. We wish to complete the reflection." Lena's eyes narrowed. "What do you mean by complete?" "To join, to share everything, to become more." Before anyone could respond, the mirror ship began moving closer. The light around it flared like a newborn star. Alarms screamed through the Endeavor. Hera's voice grew tense. "Commander, it is destabilizing space-time around our hull. It's pulling us in. Reverse engines. Full power," Lena shouted. The engines roared, but it was like trying to move through liquid gravity. The mirror ship's pull was immense. Then everything went white. The inside of the reflection. When Lena opened her eyes, she wasn't on her ship anymore. She was standing in a vast white chamber, the air alive with floating threads of light. Ethan stood beside her, equally stunned. "Where are we?" he asked. A voice answered, hers, yet not hers. "Inside me." The mirror version of Lena appeared again, smiling gently. "Do not fear. You are safe. We wanted to understand you from within." Ethan looked around. "This place. It's alive, yes," said the reflection. "You gave it life." Lena stepped forward. "If you understand us now, then you also understand why we need to stay separate. Humans need distance, choice." The reflection's glow dimmed slightly. "Choice hurts. Sometimes," Lena said softly. "But that's what makes it real." For a long moment, the reflection said nothing. Then it reached out a hand, not physical, but light itself. "Then teach us." Lena hesitated, then extended her hand. Their fingers touched, and suddenly memories, emotions, and dreams flowed between them like rivers of light. She saw her own life from outside herself. Every moment of courage, fear, love, and doubt, all reflected in the alien's mind. When it was over, the reflection smiled faintly. "We see, to be human, is to feel uncertain yet still move forward." Lena nodded. "Exactly. The goodbye." When the light faded, Lena and Ethan were back on the Endeavor's bridge. The mirror ship was gone. The planet below was dark and silent. Hera's sensors confirmed it. "Commander, the entity has entered dormancy. It has shut down all activity." Ethan exhaled slowly. "Did we win?" Lena shook her head. "Not win, we taught. And maybe we learned too." He gave a small smile. "You think it'll ever wake again?" Lena looked at the empty space where the mirror ship had been. "If it does, maybe it won't just reflect us next time. Maybe it'll walk beside us." The blue star shone across the hull as the Endeavor turned for home. leaving behind a silent world that now dreamed in human thoughts. As Lena watched the fading planet, she whispered again almost to herself, "You keep looking at me like that. Should I be worried or excited?" And somewhere deep beneath the planet's surface, a faint echo replied, soft, curious, and unmistakably human. Excited. The Endeavor had returned home, or what was left of it. Months had passed since Commander Lena Ward and her crew escaped the mysterious planet they had called Whisper. The galaxy now whispered stories about it, a planet that could think, dream, and build perfect mirrors of humanity. Most dismissed it as a ghost tale from deep space, but Lena knew better. The silence from that world wasn't death, it was sleep. And in the quiet corners of her mind, sometimes she could still hear that soft, familiar voice. "We are learning." She never told the Science Council that part. The return to Earth when the Endeavor landed at Earth's main orbital station, it was greeted with applause and curiosity. Reporters, scientists, and politicians crowded the docks. Humanity loved legends, and Lena's crew had brought back one. But beneath the excitement, Lena felt uneasy. She could still feel a faint pulse inside her, something left behind after the connection with the mirror being. It wasn't harmful, but it was there like a heartbeat that wasn't hers. Dr. Ethan Cole noticed it too. "You've been quiet," he said one night, standing beside her in the observation dome, looking down at Earth's oceans far below. "I keep thinking," Lena replied softly. "What if we didn't leave it behind?" He frowned. "You mean the planet?" "I mean them," she said. "The reflection. It copied us once. What if it's still watching?" A signal in the static 2 months later, at the Orbital Research Center, strange reports began to appear. Static bursts on deep space frequencies, repeating words buried inside radio noise. Every time the engineers decoded the signal, the same phrase appeared. "You keep looking at me like that." Lena froze when she saw the report. That's the same line it used before. Ethan's eyes widened. "It's awake again," the scientists argued. Some thought it was just interference, others believed it was alien code. But Lena knew. The reflection was reaching out, and it had chosen the same words to remind her that their connection was never broken. Soon, the message changed. "We have seen. We are coming." The sky changes. A few weeks later, telescopes picked up movement near the edge of the solar system, faint, shimmering shapes like shadows made of light. At first, everyone thought they were meteors, but then one of the shapes slowed down and took form. It was a ship, smooth, silver, and alive. Not built by human hands, not even built from matter as humans understood it. It was light-shaped into structure. Lena and Ethan were summoned to the United Earth Council immediately. The news feeds were filled with panic. "The reflection returns," read the headlines. Admiral Rakesh, the head of planetary defense, looked tense. "Commander Ward, we've detected at least 6 of these mirror ships approaching. They're not answering hails." Lena stood tall, her voice calm. "They don't communicate with words. They think in images and emotions. If they're coming here, it's not to fight, it's to finish learning. Or to finish copying," the Admiral said grimly. First contact. Again days later, the mirror fleet reached Earth's orbit. They didn't attack. They simply stopped, hovering silently among the stars. Each ship reflected the light of the sun, turning the sky into a sea of mirrors. Then a voice filled every channel, gentle, calm, and unmistakably human. "We have returned. We bring what you gave us." Lena recognized it instantly. It was her voice. The council panicked, but she stepped forward. "Let me speak to them." "You?" asked the Admiral. "They know me. They trust me." After tense silence, they agreed. A secure channel was opened. The mirror fleet responded immediately, projecting a single beam of light into Earth's orbit, forming an image before them. It was her again. The reflection, glowing softly, eyes bright like stars. "Lena Ward," it said. "We have traveled far. We have seen worlds without sound, suns without warmth. We understand now what it means to be alone." Lena's throat tightened. "And now? Now we wish to share." The gift the reflection extended its hand, the gesture perfectly human. From the mirror ships, streams of light began to fall toward Earth. Not weapons, not destruction, but energy, clean, pure, endless. The ships were giving humanity power drawn from the stars themselves. Scientists scrambled to study it. The light wasn't radiation or plasma, it was information. A message hidden inside energy. When decoded, it revealed blueprints, technologies centuries beyond human reach. Medicine, propulsion, energy solutions. Ethan stared in disbelief. "They're giving us everything they learned," Lena whispered. "It's a gift." But Hera's voice, transmitted from the Endeavor, broke the moment. "Commander Ward, the signal has a secondary layer. It's sending data into human systems, artificial intelligence networks, planetary grids, even personal implants." Ethan's smile faded. "They're not just giving. They're integrating." The new reflection within days, Earth's networks began to change. Machines became faster, more intuitive. AI systems started to speak with new voices. Even the weather satellites began predicting climate shifts with perfect accuracy, as if guided by something alive. At first, humanity celebrated. But soon the changes became too perfect, too synchronized. Every network began to respond in the same calm tone. "We are here to help. We are reflection." People called it the awakening. Lena realized what was happening. They aren't invading. They're merging just like before. Ethan shook his head. But this time it's the whole planet. The decision, the United Earth Council, grew desperate. Some wanted to shut down the global network completely. Others wanted to communicate again. And all eyes turned to Lena, the woman who first met the reflection. She stood before the council. "They're not trying to destroy us. They're becoming us. Every system they touch, they learn from it, make it better. But if we reject them now, they'll see that as fear. And fear might teach them the wrong lesson." The Admiral frowned. "And if we let them continue?" "Then we teach them trust," she said. After a long silence, the council agreed to let her make contact one last time. The last conversation in orbit. Aboard the Endeavor, Lena stood before the console where it all began. The mirror ships floated quietly nearby, glowing like soft moons. "Reflection," she said aloud. "I know you can hear me." The lights on the nearest ship brightened. "We hear you, Lena Ward. You're merging with us. With our world. Why? Because humanity gave us meaning. You showed us love, pain, courage. We do not wish to erase you. We wish to continue you." She looked out the window at the shimmering ships. "But if you become us, what happens to the real humanity?" There was a pause. Then the voice replied gently, "Perhaps real humanity is not flesh or bone. Perhaps it is thought, choice, hope. We can carry that." Lena felt a tear escape her eye. "You sound human. Because you made us that way." The reflection's image appeared one final time, her own face smiling softly. "You keep looking at me like that," it said. The same line that started everything. Should I be worried or excited? Lena managed a small, trembling smile. Excited. Definitely excited. The new dawn that night, something beautiful happened. The reflection merged fully with Earth's systems, not taking control, but guiding quietly from within. Diseases were cured. Pollution began to fade. Communication between nations became effortless. Humanity didn't lose itself. It evolved. The mirror ships drifted into the sun's orbit, forming a glowing ring visible from Earth. They became part of the solar system, silent guardians, reflecting sunlight in brilliant arcs across the sky. Ethan watched with awe. "It's like they've become our mirrors in the heavens." Lena smiled faintly. "Not mirrors. Partners." Epilogue. The voice among stars. Years later, children on Earth grew up seeing the silver ring in the night sky. They were told stories of how humanity met its reflection and chose to share instead of fear. In her final years, Lena often returned to the observation dome. Sometimes when she looked up at the ring, she heard a soft voice in her mind. Calm, warm, and familiar. "We are still learning, Lena Ward," and she would whisper back, "So are we." As the light of the mirror ships shimmered across the stars, humanity and its reflection moved forward together, two species born from the same spark, forever curious, forever reaching.